So hello, I'm Andrea from Mowgli Travels, and today we have a very unique and different video where we have one very special guest. Hola, soy Andrea de Mowgli Travels y hoy les traigo un video súper diferente. Es algo que todos me han pedido por meses y que por fin voy a responder a sus preguntas, y para eso tengo un invitado especial. Y el video por eso va a ser inglés, seguramente ya saben qué es lo que se viene. Where you've been asking a lot of questions about. Can you guess who it is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's Mouse. Maurice from Where is Mouse?
Yes, so today we're gonna answer all the questions that everyone's been telling us about our relationship, how did we meet, where, when, and all the juicy stuff that you want to know.
Yeah, okay, let's go.
Okay,
Yeah.
so question 1. When did we meet?
In July 2017, so almost 3 years ago. Where did we meet?
We met in an island called Tonga, which is in the Pacific Ocean, and somewhere around Fiji, maybe you know that. If you don't know it, don't worry, I never knew about Tonga until I got there. Okay, number 3, what were each of you doing before you met?
I was sailing a world trip. We started in the Netherlands, we sailed across the Atlantic. From there we went through the Panama Channel and then into the Pacific Ocean and then all the way to Tonga.
Okay, and I had been traveling for 2 years around Africa and Asia and New Zealand, and I decided that I wanted to learn how to sail, and I couldn't come up with a better idea than get into a tiny sailboat and cross all the way to another island. That's how I got to Tonga.
Question number 4. How many countries have we visited together?
So we met in Tonga, where we spent
3 months.
in this beautiful bay with almost no one around us.
Yeah.
We could go just swimming to a little deserted island.
That was an amazing place.
Yeah, and then we sailed
It was 5 days.
5 days to Fiji.
Fiji, we snorkeled, it was beautiful.
Yeah. And then we snorkeled in this place where the current was so strong that we would just like drop into the ocean and then just flow with the current, and the fish looked like an aquarium.
Yeah, that was beautiful. And from there we sailed on, we went to Vanuatu. It was another 5 day sailing, and there we climbed an active volcano. We both had never done that before, and this was very exciting. And there we sat on the edge of the active volcano and we looked at all the lava. All the lava was spewing in the air. It was very, very cool.
Yeah, and I was the first Peruvian ever to go to the volcano. And then we went on this crazy sailing adventure that we'll tell you about it later. About 12 days all the way from Vanuatu crossing to Australia.
I went home, you went to Asia. We saw each other again in Vietnam. Number 5. And there we traveled around. We saw the very nice fishing village of Hoi An. We spent a nice time there.
And then we quickly flew to Singapore, so we got to see the city on our way back to Australia.
And then we went to your home country.
Yeah, Peru!
It was really cool. To visit the family. We stayed in Lima with your family. And from there we went to the Andes Mountains and we made a beautiful hike. Of course we went to Machu Picchu, and from there we went to the jungle, and one of your favorite places, no?
Yeah, I love the jungle, so we went to Tampopata and it was amazing.
Yeah.
I want to go back again, so that's 7. And then from Peru, so he met my parents, and then we flew to Mallorca, and it was really cool. So Spain, the 8th country, it was really cool because his parents also flew to Mallorca, so I got to meet his parents there.
And from Spain we went to Italy. We started sailing again and we sailed all the way along the Italian coast.
Portofino, Cinque
From there we went to Elba, the Italian island, and then we went to Corsica.
That's France.
Country. Yeah.
And also we had been to France before. We did
Yeah.
a tiny road trip to see his father. Okay, 10. And then I had already been 3 months in Europe, so thanks visa and Peruvian passport, I had to leave. So I went to Nepal, and then we met again in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
11.
Sri Lanka is amazing, it's beautiful, and the people are super friendly. So we had a great time there.
The train rides, the countryside, the tea plantations in Ella, then surfing his first waves.
Yeah, that was
Arugam
super
Bay,
cool.
one of our favorite countries. And then from there, you had to leave to sail.
Yeah, I was going to cross the Atlantic again, and I did, and you...
I went to India to do a yoga teacher training, and then we met again. Oh, I went to his house, so the Netherlands, to wait for him while he was crossing the Atlantic, and I stayed with his parents, which was so nice, until he came here, so 12.
Yeah, that was really nice because I came back from an Atlantic crossing and you were waiting for me. It was very special.
And then I went home and then I came here and then you came here. So
Yeah.
Mexico, 13!
13
Woo!
countries together.
You're fine, so fine, I know you'll be mine. Whoa, whoa, cause you're fine, so fine, I know you'll be mine. Whoa, whoa. My feelings, I try to figure out, don't know what's going on. I feel the world is spinning so fast I can't hold on. Should I go say hello? You can see me move, I know something is going on. Now I'm walking down to you, I ain't got nothing to lose. You can see me move, I know something is going on.
Okay, question number 5. What's the longest that you've been apart?
That's been 2 months. Have you ever thought about breaking up because of the long distance relationship?
No. Number 7. How do you deal with long distance relationship?
Yeah, of course that's hard. But what I do is I try to stay busy especially with my work.
Yeah, I think I would say almost the same thing. I keep myself really busy. Thankfully, the times that we've been apart, I've been either in Myanmar, or in Nepal, or in India, or in Mexico. So we just really keep busy and then we talk whenever we can.
What is the most challenging situation you have been in together?
That crazy sailing trip from Vanuatu to Australia.
Yeah.
Because I had a terrible idea that we could sail together. I had no idea, again, how to sail or anything, and he's a great captain, but on his own, on an 18-meter boat, it's really, really difficult. So I said, don't worry, I can do it. And they had no idea what I was talking about because I thought that sailing a boat was like driving a car, ignorant me. And it's totally different. And on top of that, it was just the two of us for a 10-12 day trip.
Yeah.
And
what happened is that the autopilot broke. And that means that you have to steer by hand, and steering by hand with a boat is totally different than with a car going.
Yeah, so it's totally different to just like, okay, I'm going that way and I have to grab that wheel like this and then I go and then I can be like this. No, in a boat you have to like be every millisecond checking that you're not going off course, because between the waves and the current and the wind, everything is constantly moving the boat. So you have to be all the time like this.
Yeah.
It's so exhausting.
Yes.
And then we had to be like 24/7 all the time between the two of us. So I had never steered a boat, so I could barely last 2 hours and then I would like fall asleep and wake him up. And he would last like 4 hours.
You would use movies, scary movies.
Oh yeah, so I would be there and I would be like, put like the scariest movies that I could find to keep me awake. And I'd be like the whole thing like scared and awake, me alone in this boat in the middle of the ocean, but at least awake. And when I was falling asleep, I'd be like, okay, he has to go. And then
and then I would just be steering, but also falling asleep sometimes, and then be for 5 to 10 minutes like this, and then wake up, and then it's good that the ocean is super big, because you can go the wrong way for a little bit, but then you have to correct it, of course, again.
What is the question that people sometimes ask you that you find it funny? That I would have probably asked it before, but
they ask me, where do you anchor at night? And when you're sailing on the ocean, there's no land, there's no marina, there's nothing, so you have to keep going, and you cannot anchor in a depth of 1,000 meters because you don't have chain and everything for that.
Yeah, so it's not like, okay, we went during the day and then we stopped and rested and then we went the next day. It's just to continue going. So it's like 2 hours, then he would wake up 3 to 4 hours, then I would wake up, then 2 hours. Like we would barely even talk or eat or anything. We would just be like constantly trying to steer, and on top of that he would have to like go head in, diving into the autopilot thing to see how to fix it, and I would like hold his legs, and the boat was like this. And
but then we did manage to find a place to anchor, because in the middle of nowhere there's a small reef, and we managed to anchor there.
We is a lot of people. He managed. I didn't even see it until we barely were stepping on it.
Yeah.
So it's like really incredible. In all this sailing trip, like from Vanuatu to Australia, which is 12 days without seeing anything,
But
And then
we
we
did,
stopped there.
and we stopped, and we managed to fix it. And then your engineering background finally came of use.
Yeah, I think it's the first time I've ever used my engineering background,
Yeah,
but
we did it,
yep.
and we continued all the way to Australia.
Yes, when we saw land, it was like, oh my god, I can't believe we saw land.
Yeah, that was
So
such
nice.
a beautiful moment. What is one of the nicest places you've been together?
Ooh, tricky. We've been to so many nice places together, but just before leaving on this crazy story that we just told you in Vanuatu, we were there anchored on this island that there was no one, and the boat was in this perfect spot with like the flattest, stillest ocean ever, with fish and turtles and an amazing manta ray that swam with me for like an hour, and locals on another side of the island. And it was just such an incredible experience to stay there.
For me, it was what I really liked was the trip hiking through the Andes Mountains. It was such a beautiful scenery with amazing landscapes. Us walking through nature, and yeah, that was very beautiful.
Okay, next one. Do you plan on doing more trips together?
Definitely. Would love to see Japan,
See Mongolia,
go back to New Zealand,
Peru,
South Africa,
Patagonia,
Canada,
French Polynesia,
Bolivia,
Iceland.
basically the whole world.
Yeah, that's great. We should just put that on our list. Almost done.
Do you plan on getting married? Do you plan on getting married? Do you plan on getting married?
Mm.
Well,